You know when you go to a movie and you're just like, I'm gonna waste my time, aren't I? Yeah, this was probably that movie of the year for me. I swear to God, this is no joke. I am being completely serious. I would rather watch Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. The Strangers Chapter 2 is the fourth installment, despite being named Chapter 2, because it's this newest one in a new trilogy, starring the same actress and the same character whose names I do not remember. I'm just going to call her Riverdale throughout this entire review, and she is once again being stalked by the Strangers, Pinup Girl, Dollface, and I forget the other guy's name. Is it Baghead? I don't really care at this point. I wasn't big on The Strangers Chapter 1. I really love that first Strangers movie from 2007 or 2008. I forget what year it came out. Never saw Prey at Night, surprisingly. Seriously, man, if you're gonna do a movie about the Strangers, if you want to make multiple movies of these, just have them commit home invasions on different families, which is what I assume Prey at Night did because they didn't bring any of those characters back for these bullshit movies. And it's obviously what the first one did, and you don't need a motive for these people. The motive is like the scariest thing about the first one because Liv Tyler in that original one as
Why are you doing this to us?
either Pinup Girl or Dollface says,
Because you were home.
there is legitimately nothing scarier than that. Ever. No motive. They just wanted to kill people because people were home. These movies overcomplicated to the point where this one is so pointless, man. Why was this even made? And I really believe that Chapter 3 isn't even going to be released theatrically. I think they're just going to dump it on a streaming service. I mean, with the way that this movie plays out, you would think so. Riverdale over here is completely inept at everything. She's one of the dumbest final girls you will ever see, making the stupidest decisions ever in a horror movie. I was shaking my head half the time. Like there's two examples I can give you. There's one scene towards the end of the movie where she runs towards an ambulance, gets in the back of an ambulance, doesn't even check the front seat to see if either one of the strangers are there. And then lo and behold, one of them is there in the front seat trying to kill her as she gets in the ambulance. Are you that stupid, girl? Another one, she's locked inside this house and she's trying to get out of the house. She goes into like this closet that has a window. And if my memory is serving me correctly, she starts banging on the window with the strangers walking around the house outside. Riverdale, why are you doing this? Why are you being so stupid? What's even dumber is that you can tell that they took inspiration from classic horror movies or classic movies in general, and even recent classic movies, because this is just a giant chase scene, which probably looked really good on paper and could be executed well, but none of the jump scares land. There's like one jump scare and it doesn't even involve the strangers where I was like that was actually pretty effective. Wasn't really expecting that there, so we'll give the movie that. But everything else, there's no tension, there's no atmosphere, and they try to build up the atmosphere in this movie and the tension by having very minimal dialogue in so many scenes, just ambient noise in the background, like the crickets chirping outside or the leaves rustling against trees and ruffling against trees. Like none of that is all that tension filled, and it's just you know that the strangers are there running around. So it's like they're gonna pop up at any yep, pinpointed it. They're right here. They popped up. Anybody see that coming? Because I totally didn't. No? Yeah, no shock there. The weird close-ups. This is the both of these movies, from what I remember from the chapter one, the third one. I haven't seen it since it first came out. I don't even think I did a review for it. If I did, it was a short review. Yeah, it was a short review. I don't know, like the close-ups were just bothering me. There was like it was like too zoomed in on everybody's faces, or it was just too much shot reverse shot to the point where I was just getting annoying. I'm like, what is going on here? Talk about contrivances galore. There's another scene where Riverdale is in a morgue and she has to hide from the strangers. And lo and behold, she just gets in the containment unit that contains her boyfriend or her fiance or whoever he was. And of course, she starts crying, but she has to hold her breath while she starts crying. Okay, first of all, is that the same actor portraying that dead body? I don't think so. I bet you that's AI. And if it is, I'm gonna be pissed. But you see what I mean? And then this movie continually, like I was talking about, I don't even think I finished that thought. I was talking about how this movie borrows from classic horror movies. This is literally Halloween 2 and The Revenant somehow fused into a movie. It was like they had a cool concept that they couldn't execute very well, with it just being a giant chase. And of course, like they took inspiration from Halloween and even Halloween Kills, because Halloween Kills does the same thing as Halloween 2 from 1980, not the Rob Zombie one, the good Halloween 2, where Laurie Strode's in a hospital, and then lo and behold, the one that ignores Halloween 2, Halloween Kills, Laurie Strode is in a hospital, and Riverdale is in a hospital in this movie as well. Yeah, so don't know where they got that inspiration from. And then, as I said, they must have watched The Revenant beforehand. They were like, "That is such great filmmaking. Let's do it better." No, they don't do it better. Listen, Leonardo DiCaprio did not get mauled by a bear for this scene to happen. For this shitty CGI boar to come into play and essentially replace the strangers for like a good 20-minute section of the movie. The scene's not even that great. The CGI is so distracting. The attack on her, I'm like, that girl should be fucking dead right now. Why is Riverdale still alive? You can ask that entire question throughout the entirety of this movie, is literally how dumb it is. And what made the original Strangers a charm? Like, what made it a cult classic? I alluded to this already. It's the fact that you don't know anything about them, and you don't need to. All they do is just go up to houses and be like, "Is Tamara there? No. Are you sure?" And then break into people's houses. When people ask them, "Why are you doing this?" they say,
Because you were home.
you don't need an elaborate, unnecessary backstory about the strangers that this movie tries to dive into. It's so stupid. I don't need that. Sure, maybe other movies would benefit from that. The Strangers, though, the scariest thing about it is that that is their motive. They just want to break into houses and kill people because they were home. Nothing about this is remotely scary. There's one jump scare that works, and the rest of the movie is completely inept. Even after they said that, they listened to the fans and they were like, "No, you'll really like this one." I highly doubt there's any fans of Strangers Chapter 1, and B, that they fixed any of the problems that movie had. I highly doubt it whatsoever. This is an inept movie with illogical character decisions, with just unnecessary backstory and so much randomness. It just feels like a huge movie of fodder. It's just filler. Like, what is the point? It's such a pointless movie, and I just can't get behind this trilogy now. The first one at least had the crawl space scene where I was like, that's at least full of tension, but the minimal dialogue in a movie does not equal atmosphere or tension. I just want to point that out to the director, Renny Harlin, right now. How did this guy make Die Hard 2 and then fall so far from grace that he's making bullshit like this? As I said in Cold Open, I would rather watch Ice Cube's War of the Worlds over this, because both of these are horrendous, but at least I can laugh at that. It's at least entertaining in that way. This has none of that. And with that, The Strangers Chapter 2, the fourth installment in the series that is somehow named Chapter 2, belongs in Popcorn Hell. Like I said, I would be really shocked if they theatrically release The Strangers Chapter 3. I don't see it happening. I don't see this movie making enough money. This was supposed to come out last year, and then they went back and refilmed and did some reshoots for some scenes. You can not really tell, so nothing really enhanced it. But hey, if you like these movies, kudos to you. If you have seen The Strangers Chapter 2 or Strangers 4, I guess, let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.